We have the highest level of retrofitting in any European state, meaning that every week 1,000 more households wake up in homes that are warmer, healthier and cheaper to heat. We designed and delivered in our department the energy credits which helped people in the cost of living crisis. We are lowering speed limits and delivering the National Broadband Plan. Our deposit refund scheme is working. We have built out cost rental housing. We recognise Palestine, and I've been a champion on the world stage for climate justice for developing countries. Only yesterday, we helped rescue and approve the nature restoration law in Europe. It's an example of what you can do. I could go on. Even our harshest critics make the case about how much we are doing to turn the country green. One of my biggest regrets is that under my watch, a narrative has taken hold that we're not concerned about rural Ireland, that our solutions are costing people, and that we're not connected to the man and woman on the street. None of that do I believe to be true. Divisive politics will not work if we are to see the scale and speed of change that has to be made. Our approach is to start by listening to people, asking for help rather than telling them what to do, admitting uncertainty in how the change might work best, and speaking to the heart and not just the head, because our motivation comes from a love of creation and our place within it. We seek benefits for every place and every community in the transition we need to make. Convincing people of that has not been easy, because we've also been the subject of a relentless attack, particularly on social media. It seems at times that we're almost subject to coordinated attacks in the comments section following any posts we made. I decided to ignore the worst comments, even when it included vile statements about my own recently deceased father some 5 years ago. But the level of invective has only increased, especially in the last year. And I think it poisons the well of public thinking about our agenda and not just our party. That's one of the reasons why it's so important that we cherish and build strong, impartial and independent media, and that we put the future funding in place so that people can trust that they're getting accurate information on what is happening in our world.
My God. Whichever egg? Yeah. Whichever egg, yeah. Just first of all, I want to take the opportunity to pay tribute to my colleague in government, Eamon Ryan, in terms of his enormous contribution to Irish politics and to Irish public life. To say that Eamon has been consistent throughout his political life in fundamental beliefs in terms of the climate crisis and in terms of the biodiversity crisis. And one has to acknowledge that sort of steadfast commitment to fundamental beliefs, and he hasn't wavered in respect of those over 20 odd years. And I would say that this government has proven to be a watershed government in respect of the response to the climate crisis and the biodiversity crisis. And when one looks at the climate legislative framework, the retrofitting programme, indeed the substantial investment in public transport, one can see an enormous shift in terms of public policy, but also execution of public policy in respect of these issues compared to any previous government. And this is a government of substance, and Eamon was key in making sure that it was a government of substance in terms of policy and developing a very significant agenda across the board. But certainly Eamon made a contribution in respect of those issues that I've referred to. Thank you.